car lengths. They're coming around to complete another lap of this 1.8-mile street track that has shown us such a great race today. Lots of overtaking, lots of drama, and very few yellow flags. They really behaved themselves here this afternoon, and just 3 laps to go. Blundell just with the edge over Alex Zanardi.
Impeccable lines from both of them there. You can see all the marbles offline. There's a good wide strip though on the main straightaway here on Lakeshore Boulevard alongside Lake Ontario, and here comes it into the braking area. Mark Blundell deep into the braking area, nice and smooth, no looking for brakes. Alex Zanardi meanwhile just slides a little bit wide, doesn't he? Misses the apex as we watch Andre Ribeiro getting past Hiro Matsushita, who's a little bit more accommodating this time.
Just as well. I'm surprised they haven't brought him in yet after that little incident with Mark Blundell. Andretti still in 4th place, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do very much, and in fact the team is saying, well, Michael, you might as well just hold on to 4th. There's not much else you're going to be able to do. Look, Mark has pulled away again from Zanardi.
Yeah, championship for positions there for Michael Andretti, and last lap around Mark Blundell 59.185. That's a great qualifying time. That would have put him in the top half dozen in the grid. 4th on the grid, that would have put him. Next lap around, there he goes past again. 93 laps in the books, 59.2. Brilliant by Mark Blundell.
He is really charging, and as you say, doing qualifying times, let alone race times here. The car, of course, light on fuel now at the end of the race. Just 2 laps to go, but not exactly a new set of tyres. Partly the reduction in temperatures. We've gone overcast now. We started off bright and sunny. We've got cloud cover everywhere. The temperatures dropped somewhat, but even so, very fast times indeed as Ribeiro comes through in 3rd place. Andretti has got past Hiro Matsushita now in 4th position. 5th is still Pruitt, 6th Guterman, 7th Vassar, 8th is Bozell, 9th is Rahal, 10th place for Paul Tracy, and the last 2 in the points at the moment are Christian Fittipaldi in 11th and Parker Johnston in 12th place. But we've just got over a lap to do. A little bit more than a lap as we wait for Blundell to come past us. And I'm looking there, you can see him out of turn 11, going on to the last lap. He'll get the white flag this time. There it is, being waved at the start-finish line. Mark Blundell just has to do another 1.8 miles. Let's hope it all holds together. Remember Detroit. Remember how it all went wrong within sight of the checkered flag.
That's Brian Herter. Good job, Brian Herter. Smart young man. He knows he's not in a battle for position. Right out of the way there, gets himself on the marbles. He'll have a horrible time for the next lap. But Mark Blundell clear road. Alex Zanardi trying as hard as he can. 59.2 last time around. Pulled a couple of tenths off Mark Blundell, but that's not going to be enough. If Mark Blundell is clean this last half a lap.
He's just got to keep it clean, as you say. No mistakes from Blundell, and Zanardi won't have a chance. They've gone past all the main overtaking opportunities here. Zanardi will be looking to the points as well. Remember, he's right up there in the championship chase. 2nd place will be good for him. But Mark Blundell is now coming through the last couple of corners, through the right-hander, through the left, through the right-hander at turn number 10, the sweeping left-hander at turn number 11. Mark Blundell is going to win the 2nd race of the year in the PPG Kart World Series. Blundell wins it. Zanardi finishes in 2nd place. Ribeiro comes through to take 3rd, and we wait for Michael Andretti to take 4th place, and that's the way it's going to finish. There is Ribeiro coming across the line in 3rd, Andretti in 4th, Pruitt will be in 5th, and Guterman in 6th place. But what a drive from Mark Blundell. The celebrations in the PacWest cap after the victory in Portland. It's victory again for Blundell. A superb achievement, this time from the front the whole way. He led every single lap except on the pit stops.
Except during the pit stops. A flawless drive. Well, one little blemish, wasn't there? One tiny little mistake. Here it was in turn 3 and that very corner. But when it mattered, Mark Blundell was able to keep his cool, keep the intense pressure from Alex Zanardi in his mirrors, and what a great drive by both these drivers. I mean, a tremendous race, and boy, Mark Blundell deserved that drive.
He did. A fantastic achievement from Blundell. Zanardi going well for the championship though, and that important to him. Bobby Rahal coming through. He finished in 9th position in the end. And Paul Tracy finished in 10th place. So Paul will still just retain the championship lead, but it really means that things are closing up wonderfully in this series, and it's continuing an incredibly close season. We've seen all of the race finishes this year. The most we've seen is just under 4 seconds as a winning margin. Today, again, the winning margin 0.6 of a second, and there are now just 6 points separating the top 3 drivers in the championship. Tracy, who leads the series on 109, Zanardi second second on 106, and Michael Andretti third on 103. And we really couldn't ask for much more than that in terms of a competitive racing championship that we have here in the United States. There, the top 6 places. Blundell the winner from Zanardi and Ribeiro, and Parker Johnston getting the final point in 12th place. So the final positions there, disappointment of course today for Dario Franchitti, and have to sympathise with him. But there down in the pits, Mark Blundell and Alex Zanardi, after putting on a tremendous display of competitive racing throughout the afternoon. Great drive from Zanardi. Remember, he had to fight his way up from 6th place on the grid to get into 2nd, and he pushed Mark Blundell as hard as he could, but there wasn't quite the chink in the armour that he was looking for. And you can see Mark's been working hard, throwing the water around a bit, and it's been hard work out there on track, but that is the best drive that we've seen from Mark Blundell for a good long time, I think.
He's going to be a factor for the rest of this season, no question about it. I think he's 10th in the points now, up with this victory here, plus the point for most laps led as well. And let's have a word with Mark Blundell.
Yes, hopefully we'll hear something from him down there. Get a microphone in front of him. There's quite a collection of people all trying to hear from Blundell, and you can just see the delight on his face. And this one, I think, sinking in a little quicker than the win in Portland, which of course was such a surprise to him. He never even knew he'd won in Portland. This time he knew very well that as he crossed the line, he was the winner. Twice winner this year, and that's a pretty good achievement. We've only had a few drivers win more than one. We've had Paul Tracy win 3 this year, Alex Zanardi, who's won 2 races, and Greg Moore, who's won 2, and now Mark Blundell joins that list as well, having won 2 races. Another win for Firestone Tires as well. You know, this is I think Firestone Tires led every single lap of this race, and that's the first time this season that Firestone and Goodyear have not led the race at one point, one stage or another during the race. So that's pretty interesting. Firestone dominant here last year, and clearly the best tyre this weekend as well. Michael Andretti was the best of the Goodyear runners in 4th place, and but he wasn't able to have anything for those 3 in front of him, was he? There is Mark Blundell, and there's a happy man. Yeah, great news, and to all his fans who are watching this back in England, well, it's just a great day again for Mark Blundell. What a fabulous achievement. The former Grand Prix driver came over here, had such a tough season last year, Jeremy, particularly that big accident that he suffered in Brazil. He's come back from that. He shows such resilience and bravery as well to come back from an accident like that, and here he is winning 2 races this year. Certainly, you know, he will acknowledge how much of a confidence knocker that was. Here's Mark Blundell. Well, we seem to be not quite picking up the sound on that one as well as we would like. Hopefully we'll get another chance in a moment to hear from Mark Blundell and get a slightly clearer interview for you. So sorry about that, apologies. Of course, we would all love to hear from Mark and see exactly what he's got to say about that victory. And hopefully we will get another chance in a few minutes to hear from the winner of the race here in Toronto. Of course, next week, Jeremy, we've got quite a different challenge, haven't we? But we're going to a track that Mark is actually very keen on. He's had a couple of good results at the Michigan International Speedway. Yeah, he found that an eye-opener last year. That was really his first race back after that horrible crash in Brazil, and he drove absolutely superbly. He and Mauricio Gugelmin with a supposedly underpowered Ford Cosworth XB cars last year, but they both ran very, very strongly all day, and Mark Blundell, he liked it. You know, it's an eye-opener. 230 miles an hour, wheel to wheel. That's a new experience for Mark Blundell, even though he's been around the block a time or two. But he took to it like a duck to water, as of course did Nigel Mansell 3 or 4 years ago when he came over here, won the championship and won that race in his first attempt as well. And you know, it's great to see how this boost of confidence that victory gave him in Portland has just turned his career around, it seems. I mean, he's now the man to watch, isn't he? He is indeed. Well, we're running out of transmission time, I'm afraid, so it doesn't doesn't look as though we're going to get a good chance to hear from Mark. If you join us next week, we'll bring you a full interview with Mark Blundell as we just look at the points once again. There's just, as you can see, just those 3 points between Tracy and Zanardi, another 3 between Zanardi and Andretti. Fantastically close in the championship now. It really is anybody's title, and it's likely to go all the way to the wire at the end of September on the Fontana Super Speedway, the new track that will be joining the championship this year. So we've really got a great race set up for next weekend in Michigan. I hope you can join us. We've got full coverage on all 3 days of the event next week. We'll be bringing you up to date with the interviews, the stories of the weekend, and hopefully bring you everything that's happening. Mark Blundell, the happy man from Toronto, though, absolutely delighted with his 2nd win of the season. And
first all UK
I hope you've enjoyed.
Toronto.
I hope you've enjoyed it. Let's just see if we can hear this quickly.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm really happy. You know, it was a great race. We led from the start there and had a few bits of pressure on us throughout the race. A couple of people weren't that pleasant out there in terms of getting by them. And, you know, that could have been very costly to us, and I'm a little bit disappointed. But overall, team gave me a great car. Engine was great. Tyres were good. Fantastic.
You're tight on time. 2 things. Zanardi really put the heat on you. He wasn't knocking on the back door. He was trying to kick it down.
Yeah, he tried to knock it down, but we kept it closed, didn't we? I mean, you know, we did a good job.
And the gearbox jumped out of gear, but no problem, obviously.
Yeah, it jumped out of gear once. It was a bit frustrating because it made us run into the corner, but we got it all back together again.
Mark Blundell, a Pac West winner of the Molson Indy in Toronto, guy.
So great, we managed to just get that interview in before the end of the programme. As I say, I hope you've enjoyed the show this week. Jeremy Shaw, Ben Edwards will be in Michigan next week for the Super Speedway event. That should be quite something. I hope you can join us on Eurosport to see how Mark Blundell and the others get on quite a different kind of racetrack. Thanks for being with us on Eurosport. See you next weekend. Bye-bye for now.